Let's do some sound effects here while we bring Joe on. There we go. What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up? I love the sound effects.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're talking F word. We're talking sound effects. Somebody in the chat said, "Hey, will you get back to stocks?" And I'm like, "All right, time to get Joe in here."
That's the you gave me the Hot 97 original, like OG, like, like
exactly. That's the one.
There you go. Yeah, I adore that. That's the noise I was used to get introduced.
Yep. All right, there we go. I like it.
Yeah.
What's up, man? I mean, you're coming on in a hot week.
Hot
right?
Stocks Luke, thanks for having me.
For sure. I mean, we had a 1% dip yesterday.
Okay.
But it was like blood in the streets a little bit. At least that's what our community was telling us. I'm curious what you heard, opinions that you have, etc.
No, yeah, it's been a pretty crazy time in the market. Like we're, everyone's still seeing the fallout of what was going on with GameStop. Major question that everyone's thinking through is like, what's the next one? Like, what is the next security? Everyone's going to mass organize with, drive it up, try to stick it to the hedge fund guys. So that's sort of like the question of the month.
Yep. Yes, exactly. And Joe, I didn't do you justice. I didn't really give you a good real intro, but guys, I assume that he needs no intro. That's why I didn't do it. But Joe's the CEO, co-founder of Titan. Can you just tell us a little bit about the business, a little bit about your background, and then we'll dig into the market a little bit?
Yeah, we're an elite investment firm, but built for everyone. We manage about $500 million for 25,000 clients. Hopefully we'll be crossing our first $1 billion of assets this summer. We have two strategies on our platform. One is called Flagship. We look at the big compounders. So think like Apple, TransDigm, Netflix. So variety of long-term Buffett-like businesses in terms of those stocks. Then we have another strategy called Titan Opportunities. That's where we look at under the radar, 10 billion market cap companies that we think are going to be the next rising stars. So that ranges from stocks like Upwork to Roku to New York Times. So we're pretty much like long-term fundamental Buffett-like guys in terms of how we think about our investment strategy. But yeah, it's really
fun. Well, you said like elite strategy. Can you dig into a little bit more as to what you mean by that?
Yeah. So we have a very old school approach for how we think about investing in stocks. We ultimately look at them like businesses. So we think about like owning a security of a stock as if you were owning like a local pizza shop or lemonade stand. Like you own a small slice. What will the cash flows be of this thing 5 years down the road? And hence, in terms of the rigor that you need to do to actually figure out whether the stock should be something you invest in, usually end up saying no 9 times out of 10. So we looked at a lot of the hot IPOs last year from Airbnb to DoorDash. We passed on all of them for now. We do, dozens of hours of research for any single investment run by our chief investment officer, Clay. And ultimately it boils down to, in the thousands of stock universe, we pick the 20 we like the most in Flagship, 20 we like the most in Opportunities. And that's how we run Titan.
Okay, I like it. And let's talk about DoorDash for a minute because we haven't talked about that one in a second.
No, Luke, I wanted to go to a non-stock question again, but you go. Okay, Luke. Fine.
Let's do the
yeah.
Hit it, and we'll go to DoorDash.
Okay, so my non-stock question is: you guys started about 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago. I remember, and it was to look at the insiders, the whales, the hedge fund managers, and and follow them into stocks. Right? That was like the original.
That was like the OG. That's how we operated. Few years ago. Then we've evolved since.
But so that was I'm moving. I know, guys. That light's bothering me, man.
Okay.
It's right over my freaking head. Like that light right there. I'm like freaking annoyed by it. But anyway,
I've got fake plant back here.
Oh, you got fake plant.
We're along the fake plant. All right.
I'm long fake plants.
Joe, I even have a camera in the ceiling up here, but I don't know how to turn it on. It's like a remote, and I could it's pretty cool. But
let's get what's that? The Guillermo del Toro shot on you.
Yeah, that's what I tried, but I don't know how to do it. So, but okay, so you started as a place to follow the whales into stocks. Okay. How long did you keep that as the thing? I know you said that was the OG. I'm about the OG. I'm an original gangster. That's what I am. Like I'll play it out easy E. I'll challenge you in those raps. So I'm original. Sure. So Just tell me, like, when do you change it?
Yeah, it's very so like stepping back. The reason we started this thing was we basically asked the question, like, why can't everyone get into Bridgewater Associates, which is run by Ray Dalio? It's about it's a $250 million minimum.
You mean Uncle Ray?
Uncle Ray. So why? So like our Titan started with a question, which was the next Bridgewater, Blackstone, you name it, should probably be built off a mobile technology in an app with no minimums and anyone can join. And so we were like, okay, in the journey to be the next Blackstone Bridgewater for everyone, where do we start? It's a really long journey. And we said, okay, before we build out a full investment team, let's do a lightweight strategy to see if people would even be interested. What's called test the market. You ship a very lightweight product. That was the first strategy. People loved it. And we said, okay, if you like our quantitative strategy, which is scraping based off of 13Fs, we think you're going to love when we're totally discretionary with a full out investment team reacting more than just once a quarter. So we evolved that flagship strategy to go from 13F scraping and be discretionary. And then from there, we launched another strategy called Opportunities to go after small cap. We're going to be launching several other strategies this year to full out our investment team.
Got it. Okay, so how long was it when it was just the first part? How many months?
It was probably for at least a year and a half. So
okay.
After.
And when you guys started, were you guys already like registered, whatever? I mean, what do you have to be to do this? You have to, are you not?
Yeah, we're an SEC registered investment advisor. And then we're building out our broker-dealer business too. So we'll be both what's called an RIA and a BD. And the primary way we service people is via mobile app.
And why do you need to be a BD if you can just do it with an RIA?
There are certain products. So if we eventually want to be able to have more management over like a bond product, or if we want to launch crypto and other sorts of asset classes like that, legally you can't just be an RIA, you have to be a BD. So we're doing it because we're really excited to launch stuff, not just in equities, but just apply the same Buffett-like thinking to other asset classes.
No,
but how would you apply like that? Like you mentioned crypto for a second. Like, how would you think about crypto with like a Buffett type mentality? Like that's something that I have a hard time wrapping my head around.
For sure, and it's very challenging because it's not like if ultimately what you look to do is predict cash flows. So whether you're looking at Apple, DoorDash, or New York Times, your job is to say, how much cash is this thing going to print for me as an owner? And how much probability do I have about that? That's as if you're going to buy a slice of the New York Mets, favorite sports team, you name it. So with crypto, it's a little different. So with crypto, it requires fundamentally betting on technology and use cases. So it's like you can apply the same muscle as a long-term thinker, but it's sort of a bit of a different beast. And so the way we think about that investment team is less people trained on discounted cash flow analysis, rigorously reading 10K filings, and more of people with a more engineering bend. Of these different protocols, which technologies would we want to bet on? And then hence it's why it's only, equities could be 80% of the portfolio. It's why you only do crypto, anywhere between 2 to 10%.
Okay. All right. So that's interesting. And so basically you're digging deep into the actual application of the technology, like which crypto is going to have the community behind it, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's how we're thinking about doing it. When we launch it, either later this year or early next, so we're going to bring on we're going to poach someone from a crypto hedge fund to manage capital for everyday people. And ultimately that's why we started Titan, which was, I was at Goldman Sachs with Clay, my co-CEO. We were just getting pings from, our friends back home. He's from inner city Chicago. I'm from New Jersey. And they were like, how do I manage my money like you do in New York? And we were said look, just buy an ETF. The minimums are too high, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, screw this. How do we build an organization where we can poach all of our smartest friends from Citadel, Point72, you name it, and make them go manage money for our friends in Jersey and Chicago? And so it's really exciting that we're going to start interviewing people at some of the biggest crypto hedge funds in the United States and saying, stop managing money for institutions. We're going to go launch an actively managed crypto product for whomever cares with $100 minimum.
No, I love that. I love that. I do got to show you something, Joe. Watch.
Go for it. Show me.
I got the camera going now. What's up? I can walk around. I can move. I can dance.
There you are. I love it.
You zoomed in on me too. I can zoom in. Wow, I didn't even know that. Magic.
This is great. I love we got the exposed brick view.
Wait. Have the camera circle the office. Move the camera around so you can like see the office.
All right, if you have motion sickness, then close your eyes.
Yeah, don't go so fast. You miss the people next to me. There's people next to me.
There I am.
I love this.
But go back and show the people next to me sitting here. We got a new guy. I don't even know if I know his name fully next to me. James? James or Jimmy next to me. Where's James? Come on. Show James. You're showing me. Show James. There he is. Nope, that's not him. Oh, yeah, it is him. Okay. So there you go.
This is great. James looks stoked today. How do we get James on Power?
How do we get James on? James can't hear this right now. He's looking. He's confused.
Ask him what his favorite stock is, Jason. Then
what's your favorite stocks, James? And then we'll decide.
Wait, we're doing a pitch. All right. Favorite stock long, and what would you short?
All right, come on, James. What do you got?
Yeah. He's got to do a full.
Bring him on.
James, look at the camera.
We need.
Here we are. Okay, you listen. Talking to my face.
Long term. I don't want to use COVID,
but wait. What you want his best long? You said okay. They want to know your best
long. I would probably go with Palantir. As far as short, kind of looking at the airlines for the rest of the year.
Talking to the mic more. Say it.
All right, so it was Palantir long. We didn't get a reason why. Short was airlines.
Yep,
I can maybe get behind the airline short a little bit. No opinion either way.
Specifically maybe like Spirit Airlines. Been looking at that for the rest of the year.
See, but of the airlines, I actually maybe like Spirit the best because I think that like consumer travel is probably going to increase before business, and Spirit does more of that recreational travel versus business travel, which is why I sort of like of the group, Spirit is one that I like more.
Yeah.
James's rebuttal. What is he gonna say?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, how are you coming back at that? I just shit all over your Spirit a little bit.
Yeah.
Like what's your
No, I apologize. I'll definitely give my opinion, but I could not hear. I could only hear Luke.
All right, so Joe's saying why do you like Spirit? I said, or sorry, why don't you like Spirit? I said of the group, I sort of like that one because I picture recreational travel coming back more quickly than business travel. Right? I think it's gonna be a while before Manhattan office buildings fill up and people are flying to go do these in-person meetings. So if I had to pick one long, it would probably be Spirit. But why do you like it on the short side?
Yeah, just kind of some context on why I like Spirit. I would say specifically just thinking about like even spring breakers. It's going to be hot. Spirit going down to Fort Lauderdale, going down to Miami. My girlfriend and I are going flying Spirit. So just thinking about the short term where people are going to Florida, probably flying Spirit.
I thought Spirit was the short pick.
Wait. He said Spirit was his short. What are you talking about?
No, short term outlook like.
Okay. Didn't you all he is not speaking clear because I was punching him in the head because Spirit is one of my fifth biggest position. I bought it. I was down 15%. Now I'm up 42%, and I'm going to be up 200% because it's going to rise. It is the travel airlines for fun, and people are going to go on vacations. I was just in Florida, and it was packed, and then you couldn't even get on an airplane. It was so packed, I can't even tell you. Spirit is going to continue to ride. I own call options. I own the stock. I'm biased to it, and I thought he said he was short it, so I'm sitting there punching you in the head over your head right now and doing and you're okay. We got to work on his terminology here. Okay, we'll work on that. All right.
Yeah,
you're done. You're done. You're cut off, man. See.
Hey, it was his debut. Joe put him up to it. When Joe comes, madness ensues. I think that's the real takeaway.
You got to put them on the spot. You got to get their picks.
Yeah. Well, and then producer Rohan, will you put the camera back on and just zoom out a little bit so Joe can see our office a little bit? Like he wants to see the office.
We're going to tour. This is where the magic
zoom out a little bit, like, and show another guy sitting across. There you go.
Okay.
It's not that crowded. And then turn the camera and show them the other part of the office. So that's the office is like people are mostly at home.
Wow. Where is it? Chicago or New York?
Neither, man. That's why you don't know us. Like if we were in New York, we'd probably be best friends. You would want to hang out every day.
Yeah, I would have asked for the personal invite to come see the office.
No, you'd want to hang out. You don't go to dinner
you still
every
get
night.
the invite.
You still get the invite. We're in downtown Detroit, Michigan.
I love that. Right.
We're all about the D.
Yeah.
Go Lions. There we go. Who's this? We got.
Yeah, that's Aaron. But okay, so Joe, I love what you're doing. It's awesome, and it's a mobile first approach. So, for example, for my crypto investing, I just buy the USDC because I like the 8.7% interest, and it's like the stable coin. But having a hedge fund type people that can give me access to those returns, not promised, is what's needed in this space.
Yeah, and read the protocols, like as you said.
Yeah, and I'm being honest. Like, I didn't know the change in business this whole time. I didn't know. I thought Titan was the insider, the big whales, and that's what it was, and that was it. That's what I thought until you just told me.
Yeah. Goal is to be the next Bridgewater, Blackstone, what have you. The sort of the active investment manager. Like, there hasn't been one been built since Fidelity, which was, let's remember, Fidelity was like a sexy company in the 80s, but ultimately mutual funds went out of favor. So the big outstanding question is, right now in consumer fintech, super hot space, all eyeballs are on all these trading apps, social trading, you name it. And like, ultimately speaking, the big gap is who's going to be the next Fidelity, T. Rowe Price, Blackstone, Bridgewater, giant. It's almost like the Airbnb of the categories yet to be built.
Got it.
And our hope is to be that for everyone.
Yeah,
but not Airbnb.
Joe,
not Airbnb.
Can you read the messages put up on the screen? I don't know if you can see it or not.
No, I'm saying, Joe. I'm saying not Airbnb because you're not crowdsourcing the picks.
Correct. This is Refined Warrior. I'm coming at you in a sec. The Airbnb analogy is an interesting one because our step one is to do it ourselves. We're going to bring on investment people. We're going to hire them. We activate people looking to manage capital. Step two is we're already getting inbounds from legacy managers, maybe manage about 750 million to 2 billion. And they say, hey, wait, all of my clients are boomers. I know eventually if I'm going to survive, I need to manage millennial capital, and you have a mobile app. Can I put my product on Titan?
Got it.
So that's where right now it's using Airbnb analogy. We're listing our first class rental apartments, houses ourselves. And then we're going to say, hey, who wants to list theirs too if you want to manage capital? So that's like the master plan, stays within these four walls. Don't share it. Refined Warrior, you asked a question.
Refined Warrior, the comment that Luke put in, she just opened an account. That's all. She signed up, and that's what she did. Refined Warrior.
I wish I had the noise button for her.
Yeah, Luke, come on, do me a noise.
Hit the noise button.
Let's go. There it is. Wait, I got another one. Running the cash register.
The register, the one needs to be a little louder. Joe, how many people work there?
We will be 22 by the end of the quarter, and then probably 35, 40 by summer.
And you were at Goldman before?
I was at Goldman, McKinsey, helped start a different hedge fund, not for everyday people. That was on the institutional side. And
are you boys with Ashton Kutcher?
He's an investor in us. I wouldn't necessarily say we're boys, but he definitely, him and his team are, super excited about us.
Well, if I was in New York, we'd be boys. So you and I
love it.
Or Joe was in Detroit.
Yeah,
no discount Detroit.
When am I getting flown out to come to the office and do this with James? We can do a redo of his stock pitch.
You're right. He does need a redo. Dave Portnoy came out here for 3 weeks just to hang out with us, or he was opening up sports betting in the Greektown Casino. But I thought it was to hang out with us, even though we saw him only like twice. But
my only connection to Detroit is the running back of my high school in New Jersey was the running back for the Lions. His name's Theo Riddick. That's my only connection for Detroit.
All right, there we go.
Is he still there?
He might. I know as of a few years ago, he was playing a lot in the wildcat position. I don't know if it's kept him on, but he's great.
So regarding that, the running back, I bought in an auction for the running back of the Lions, Kerryon Johnson, to play an Xbox game with my son Josh, like in person, and we haven't scheduled it yet, but I guess we should do it probably soon.
I love that.
Yeah, so that
was like 3 months ago.
I know. I haven't thought about any of that stuff. So
all right, we need to do all the Miami stuff that we're seeing with everyone moved to Miami. How do we do that before Detroit?
Yeah, that's dude. I was in Miami for like off and on for the last month or two. I was in there for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and I didn't know how I was coming back. If I didn't coach a flag football team, it would have been hard for me to come back here. I coach a flag football team. I'm actually, so you should come watch one of our games. Big game this weekend, championship game against the CEO of United Shore Mortgage, UMWC or
We
UWMC.
we got to rough them up. What are we thinking the game plan is? We go into 2-man zone or?
So
first,
it's 5-on-5. It's 9-year-olds. What did you say, Luke?
I was gonna say the first thing you need to do is you need to get a big loan and short like $200 million of stock on Friday into the close, right? Drive the stock price down 65% to get in his head, right? It's like football is a psychological game. That's where you start. Then you take it into the Saturday strategy.
There you go.
Yeah. So
put it on Wall Street bets. Come on.
Yeah. So it's 5-5. He has 2 really good players on his team. Really good, 2 really good, and there's the third. And they give. I watched the video from the last game. The ball was given 4%, 90%, Luke, to those 2 players. Okay, literally.
I love the money ball approach to 9-year-old flag football. Brilliant.
If you only knew how I recruited for the team, if you only knew, and I will not. Just like you.
We doing like Reese's Pieces advanced for Halloween candy. Like, how's this work?
You're good, man. You gave the secret, like what you're doing for Titan on this thing. I don't have the nerve to say how I recruited for the team. I never coached football before. I'm like Rodney Dangerfield of the flag football coaches. Okay, so I literally, whatever it is, I do. I subscribe to some guy on YouTube who like teaches you how to coach. I talked to him on the phone. I bought the software apps. I found the guy who coached the national championship team to call me. I'm surprised, to be honest, that I haven't started a show on Benzinga's network called Flag Football. Like, just have an excuse to interview like Deion Sanders for advice. I should probably start that, Luke. Will you let me?
What's that? 4th and 10. You're down by 4. And it's like there's 2 seconds on the clock. What play are we running?
Okay, well, how far away are we from the end zone?
You're within 30 yards.
So we have some tall kids, and I think we would just throw it up into the end zone because one of these tall kids will grab it. It's a jumper because when we've done it, it's worked, and we don't do it rarely ever. And I really mostly coach a defense, but this game I'm like taking more like the strategy stuff, and we're going all at it. I mean, this game is probably going to be televised on ESPN. This team hasn't lost it. The team we're playing hasn't lost in 10 seasons. We played them 2 weeks ago. We are up by like 13 points like 6 minutes ago. We had the craziest penalties called on us. I could show you the highlights and you'll say, wow. And like, I actually thought the ref worked for his company, United, but he didn't. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter because the championship's this Sunday at 10:50 a.m. at Country Day. That's where Chris Webber, Shane Battier, and a bunch of athletes from Detroit played at. We played inside a field house. So
it's the polo grounds of the Midwest.
This Joe guy's great. All right, Luke, you're right. Luke said he loves you. So, man, thank you for coming on. I appreciate coming on. You're good. Good luck with the business. Keep growing.
Thanks for having me.
Congrats on the 12. Yeah, congrats on the $12.5 million round. You guys, check them out. Titan Invest. I know you guys said what's the URL? It's Titan Invest.
TitanInvest.com.
I wanted to say Google it because that would help your SEO, but I don't want to be a jerk, and so I tell them to Google it. But anyway,
Thanks for having me on, guys. Have a good one.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Bye.